and remember all the details. So when I do the story, I get the facts right. And then as I'm doing that, I come across a New York Times video. And this was a really, really well done video that they posted on YouTube that showed you in slow motion, like how everything transpired that night.
Mm-hmm.
And once you see it for yourself, it's really, really difficult to argue that in those moments, he was not acting in self-defense. And this is an area where, you know, Cenk and I disagree because, you know, if someone's hitting you over the head with a skateboard, that could kill you, you know? And so, you know, Cenk is he's a strong-minded person, and he's not one to back down from a fight. So in his mind, you know, someone confronts you with a skateboard.
Pauses. Okay, so if you guys are hearing, it's Annika Kasparian. She's talking about how she feels about the Rittenhouse case. Now that she's a little older, a little wiser, right? Let me get this focused up real quick on me and make sure I got that right for you boys. Little older, a little wiser. The weird thing is that we were saying all this stuff the day it happened because we watched the footage. Because I've learned that when you listen to the media, specifically CNN, MSNBC, stations like that, they don't actually do what we call reporting or journalism, like at all. I mean, Fox is not always great either, but wow. So I went and watched the footage of what happened. It was very clear that someone pursued him, was making aggressive threats, shots went off, he's running away, and there are people literally chasing the kid and attacking him. Like it's incredibly clear and obvious that he isn't the one instigating the problems. And they say they showed footage of him earlier, I believe, providing first aid and not doing anything, but he has a gun to protect himself, right? So to hear the Young Turk's original take was amazing, because I'm like, I'm not even in the news cycle like that, and I know that this is inaccurate. So now all of a sudden we're reasonable now. So this is gold. Let's see what else she has to say.
Over the head with the skateboard as he's lying on his back. So once I saw all those details, first of all, I had to convey them to my audience and be honest about what the reality was. The other thing was, you know, there was a lot of misreporting about how Kyle Rittenhouse was in possession of an illegal weapon and that he crossed state lines with that illegal weapon.
If you threaten me with a weapon at all, I see it as a threat. Like that's, what are we, anyways. Cenk is a joke. Let's just say, Anna, I'm getting a little more respect for. Cenk, absolute clown.
The skateboard as he's lying on his back. So once I saw all those details, first of all, I had to convey them to my audience and be honest about what the reality was. The other thing was, you know, there was a lot of misreporting about how Kyle Rittenhouse was in possession of an illegal weapon and that he crossed state lines with that illegal weapon.
Yeah.
Okay? Yep. So that was a lie. And it's not a lie that I just made up in my mind, right? That was how it was reported initially, which is why I would mention the state lines, but not because, how...
Reported by who? The leftist clowns we talk about you cannot trust? Weird. So you trusted legacy media. But what's wild about that is you had firsthand reporting. I don't know if it was Elijah Shave or somebody was out there. You could have just went out there and looked at the footage. And my favorite part is no one wants to have a conversation about what really happened. No matter how you look at this, no matter how you phrase this, the government entities were there. The cops were there, and apparently the FBI was doing surveillance. Chose not to engage, just let people burn down other people's personal property. We pay you tax dollars to protect our personal property from theft and us from harm and yada, yada, yada. And you didn't do that. Those people should be fired and sued. I don't know what happened to them, but I digress.
How dare he cross state lines? Anyone in this country has the right to cross state lines. It was because it was reported that he was in possession of an illegal gun, and he traveled across state lines with an illegal gun, which is a serious charge. But it turned out that he did not travel across state lines with that weapon.
Yeah, he didn't do that. Yeah, the weapon was in the area already. Yeah.
Exactly. He bought it from a friend when he was already in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
The night of that event, I mean, maybe a day afterwards, Sitch and I were...
So what she's saying is that she and Cenk jumped up there having no real knowledge of what was going on, defamed another individual, blamed this kid for all the stuff that, I mean, realistically speaking, you did someone put himself in harm's way. But what do you expect people to do when they're trying to be patriotic or trying to be good citizens, which everybody's saying they want us to be good citizens and be activists and all this other stuff, except for when it comes to defending people and the Second Amendment rights, and if you're at all conservative and stopping rioters, but somehow it's okay to be a rioter because you're getting to express yourself. So you blame this kid, defamed him, all this stuff that could have swayed the way the trials went, before having any firsthand knowledge. And you're the Young Turks. You have money, you have reporters, you have all of this stuff. Did you reach out to Kyle? Did you reach out to all the other people? I have no idea. But you had the resources to go out there and get to the truth. But it was so important to run your mouths on the internet. You guys could have been instrumental in getting that young boy locked up for life, swaying public opinion. Wow. Wow.
Sitch and I were watching those videos online as they were breaking out. And I saw the reporting was basically wrong on CNN the night the viral videos were released. Don Lemon was saying, a white kid shoots into a crowd of Black Lives Matter protesters. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah. So they kind of poison the narrative from the get-go. And then everyone just kind of gets caught up in it.
That's because Don Lemon is garbage. He's been garbage from day one. He was garbage in his reporting on this. He's been garbage in his coverage of Trump. He's been garbage when he talked about Jussie Smollett, when everybody knew he was lying. As Chappelle said, he was clearly lying. The moment I heard that story, I knew that that dude was lying. And Don Lemon went right along with it like nothing was going on, because he's an actual clown. I digress.
Yeah, and that's how misinformation spreads. And that was a pivotal moment for me, because, again, misinforming the audience is not something I have any interest in. And I might give them the facts and they might not like it, but I can't withhold information from them because I'm afraid that they might not like it. So I'm going to give them the facts. But, I've learned to be better about, first of all, the sources I trust. I make an effort to just be cognizant of the filter bubbles we all exist in, the filter bubbles I exist in. And I've broken through that bubble a little bit to, look at other sources that I typically wouldn't have looked at. And then the other thing that I do now is I just wait. I think the story involving the so-called city bike Karen.
Yes, everybody wants to break the news, but they break the news with so much certainty that they know exactly what happened and how it was supposed to go. And that is the joke, folks. This is the problem with media in general, with everything that's going on nowadays. Everybody has to be first. They got to be the one to say the thing. They got to be the one to let it go. But they're not doing reporting. It's fine to break stories if you're doing actual reporting on the facts up to that point. But they're not. They're editorializing. They're giving you a lot of opinion. They're tainting narratives because they're running their mouths before they have any facts. We don't want to see a court case. We don't want to see the cops do their job. None of that matters. What we want to do is lock people up and blame them for stuff. It is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why that's so important to people. These people are putting things out for the intention of entertaining, and I understand that. But they're pretending like they know. It's why I'm very careful with the way I like to put things when we talk about stuff. I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. So I want to be very careful with how strongly I make certain statements. Not being able to trust the government, absolute given. Okay? That, I think, makes sense. That goes without saying. Okay? I don't feel any kind of necessity to back off that, because the government keeps proving me right. Century after century, decade after decade, the evidence that the governments are trash and cannot be trusted are marked. Their fingerprints of that are all over history of humankind. Government is just a group of people with delegated authority. People are often stupid when they get into groups. So I don't know what you think is going to happen when you give people power that they probably got and only won the election or whatever because they had more money than the other guy. Not because they're a better candidate. That's not really what it always boils down to. But yeah, people like Annika Kasparian having awakenings. Matter of fact, I got a little song for y'all. I don't know if it's going to play the audio from it, but I want to see if you guys can hear this song. It is some of my finest work with me and Erica. Basically, there was a clip of Annika Kasparian going through her awakening, you know, and she's waking up to the truth, of the lies of the left. If I can pull this up, my bad, y'all. I'm just trying out a new technique on yeah, here's a short version.
Like, don't minimize the financial burdens associated with these things, okay? Because like I am literally freaking the fuck out about the charging station thing. I'm like, it's gonna cost. We're gonna take out a massive fucking loan. Give me the money. Give me the money, okay? Give me the money. Give me the money. Endless pressure. Give me the money. Give me the money, okay? Give me the money. Give me the money. Fuck off, okay?
No, you can't do that.
Like, give me the money. Give me the money, okay? Give me the money. Give me fucking tax credits. I don't give a fuck about tax credits.
Wow, I'm just saying.
I don't give a fuck about tax credit.
It's fire. Okay. That's all y'all get. That's all y'all get. I wanted to share that a little bit. Some of our best work. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about it. I think Annika Kasparian is starting to wake up. Annika Kasparian is starting to break from the left. Whether or not she's not going to be a Republican. Okay, she's not going to be a Libertarian. She's not going to be a conservative. She will probably just not be a leftist. She will not be on that team quite as hard. I think that's the only real difference. Anybody thinking that she's going to suddenly be one of our people is freaking mistaken. That's not how this works. Okay. Well, who knows? Oh, here's another new one I want you guys to hear. Tell me if you what you think about this.
Changes that are a financial burden, a giant inconvenience, with like little to no help. And the solution from the government in terms of like, no, you get financial benefits for doing this is fucking tax credits. No, I don't want the tax credits. I will give me the money. Give me the money. Give me the money. Don't tell me this bullshit. Give me the money. Give me the money. Don't tell me this bullshit. Give me the money. Give me the money. Don't tell me this bullshit. We're not getting any help from the fucking government on that. There's been no talk of tax credits. I haven't seen anything about tax credits. I should look into it. Maybe there are tax credits, but I don't give a fuck about tax credits. Give me the money. Give me the money. Don't tell me this bullshit. Give me the money. Give me the money. I'm literally freaking the fuck out. Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay? Endless pressure. I don't want the tax credits. Give me the money. Give me the money.
That's all y'all get. That's all y'all get. That's all y'all get for now. You can find out both of those videos on Genuinely Irritable. Let me know which one's your favorite mix. Mix down, got a little jungle drum and bass joint. And then we have, the classic hip hop version. So let me know which one you like better. Because, we're out here trying to make content that you guys find entertaining, poking fun. But I mean, we're really not trying to be rude and disrespect Anna. You know, I appreciate, you can't, when you have an opponent and your opponent starts to wake up or see the error of their ways, you don't want to just drag them. I mean, they need to eat a little crow, you know, but it would disenchant someone with the idea of changing their position. If you're going to get destroyed if you change your position, people won't be reasonable. Like, hey man, I'm glad that you're seeing things from a more full perspective. And instead we're just going to rip them down. They're going to be ripped down by their own side. So if we're the reasonable ones and we have a reasonable position, we should be the ones that are willing to accept people changing their minds, learning from their mistakes. It means that what we're doing is working and being effective. So, we will poke a little fun, but we're gracious about it. And that's why these videos don't really make fun of her. They're really just, it's her words. We're not making fun of her. It's what she's saying. This is what made her come to realizations that what she's doing on the left, it doesn't actually work in practice. It sounds great, pie in the sky, it's amazing. But people are trash and the government can never be trusted, which is why most leftist policies are absolutely, they're dog duty. So they may mean well, but crap don't work. Often does not work because that's not how human beings are built. So, anyways, that's all I got for today. Thank you for being here for our little test run. We don't normally do reaction videos. We're testing out the software and its capabilities to pull this off, testing out the microphone, and we'll take it from there. All right, boys.